What's up, my friend? Abbie here, and welcome back to Ask Abbie, where I answer your writing questions and help you make your story matter. Today's question comes from Seema. You're wonderful. I always get to 40,000 words in my novels, and from there, it's hard to expand. How do you expand the text? Great question, and actually a pretty common question. A lot of writers ask me this. How do you make a story longer? How do you lengthen your novel, manuscript, or anything that you're writing really without making it feel like you're just trying to add more words? Short answer, side characters, subplots. This is by far the best way to lengthen your novel, your screenplay, whatever it is you're writing, without just adding filler chapters. I am very much against filler chapters, and if you've heard me talk about this before, you know how much I hate filler. Filler doesn't matter, right? It's just trying to make this longer. Don't do that. Don't make that mistake. You want every single word, every single scene of your story to matter. You want every moment to pull your reader, pull your audience deeper into the story, make them care more, right? So you don't want to just add a bunch of filler to meet your word count goal. You want to examine your story's themes and look at how can you enhance those themes by adding more depth and more layers to your side characters' plots. And side characters, it's a huge topic, and I've talked about this a lot in the past because I really think that it makes your story matter so much more than just following one character's plot or even two characters' plots and their journeys, because really it's all about character arcs, right? If you've heard me talk about plot at all, I talk about character arcs really when it comes to plot, because your character is going on a journey, right? External events are happening to them, but really what the story is about is their internal journey. It's not really about what's happening. It's about who it's happening to and why it matters to them. So can we then take that principle and can we explore your cast of side characters and look at maybe some areas that possibly you've overlooked because you were focused mostly on the main character's story? Can we expand those subplots and actually use them to leverage the main character's plot? So if you want to dive deeper into side characters and crafting subplots that matter, definitely check out my live training on this topic. In this training, I go deep into crafting subplots and anchoring them to a main plot so that you give your story more layers of goodness for the audience to unravel and enjoy.
The golden rule of making your subplots matter. Does your subplot directly engage with or impact the main character in your story? So in order for your reader to care about what's happening, they have to see the direct connection to the character that they care the most about. Okay, so here's a good way to visualize what I mean by this direct connection to the protagonist. And basically what we have here is the main character we care the most about. You can think of this as the protagonist, or maybe the main character of your story isn't necessarily a protagonist. Whoever is the character that we care the most about, they have connections to the side characters. Okay, so these are direct offshoots of the main character. Okay, it could be their love interest, their father, their mother, their sibling. It could be their friend or their ally or their colleague, whatever is the direct connection to the main character. But beyond that, once we start to get to these side characters, in other words, the friend of the friend, so it's the character that matters to the side character, which matters to the main character, this connection is no longer direct. See what I mean? How this is, we have to go through two characters to get to this subplot. And now we don't really know how this character impacts the main character we care the most about. Okay, so here we care a lot. We care a lot about this character, and we care about these characters because the main character cares about them. But when it comes to the side characters or the friend of the friend, we don't necessarily care about those characters because we can't see the direct connection. The less direct impact to the protagonist, the less we care. Here's another way to look at subplots, just another visual for you guys. If the first visual didn't connect with you, maybe this one is a simpler way to look at it. As we meet your side characters and we understand their connection to the main character, we start to see how their agendas and their actions have an impact on the main character's life. And this conflict interaction is where your subplot progresses. So as you can see here, we have this overlap of the side character's agenda and actions and the main character's agenda and actions. And what I mean by agenda and actions is basically their goal. So it's what they are going after, the thing that they want, the goal that they're actively pursuing. They're constantly making decisions, probably fear-based decisions, to get the thing that they want, okay? But the side characters are heroes of their own stories, which means they're also going after things. They also have internal conflict. And we're going to get into more of that in a minute. But their decisions, their agendas, their actions will have this meeting place with the main character, and the conflict interaction is where your subplot makes tracks. Okay, it's where your subplot advances and the subplot moves forward, as well as with the main plot.
To watch the full replay of that training, click the link below this video and join my Patreon at the live training pass level. Not only will you get access to this live training, but you will also get access to the whole archive of live trainings, including my class on character creation, writing the first chapter, and plotting your novel from start to finish. Lots of good stuff in the Patreon community. I think you'll love it. But to make a long story short, or rather to make a short story longer, you really have to focus on the characters, because the characters are what matter to us as the readers. So ask yourself, how can I explore the internal conflict of my side characters and give them a transformative journey on the side, which enhances my main character's story and ultimately satisfies the reader even more? I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by the answers you come up with, and once you start asking these questions, so many ideas will start coming to mind, probably so quickly that you won't be able to write them down fast enough. That's usually what happens for me. Whenever I start asking myself the right questions, the answers start coming. So ask yourself the right questions and you'll be surprised by where your creativity takes you. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that answers your question, and definitely remember to check out the live training on subplots because I think you'll love it. You'll also love the extra videos on side characters that I linked below this one. If you would like your question answered here on Ask Abbie, there are 2 ways to submit questions to the show. The first way is to hit the join button below this video and post your question on the community post in the YouTube community. The second way is to go to patreon.com/Abbie Emmons and get inside the Inner Circle Facebook group and post your question there. Just make sure you hashtag it Ask Abbie so that I see it. I randomly choose a different question each week, and maybe next time I will answer your question. Smash that like button if you liked this video, and be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, because I would love to have you here in the community. Until next week, my friend, rock on.
In this live training, as you know, we are going to dive deep into subplots, creating seamless, memorable subplots. And I'm going to show you my whole process, start to finish, okay? How I craft subplots for my stories and keep them organized so that I can write with ease and confidence.